Hi there, this is my Boox Palma e-reader device. It's the same size as a phone and I absolutely love it, but I am not going to review the device here today. Perhaps I will review it one day. What I'm going to talk about today, however, is the journey I have taken. That sounds rather grandiose, doesn't it? In terms of trying out different cases to make it feel comfortable in the hand and give it good protection, because these devices are rather fragile and we want to make sure they last as long as they possibly can without damage or destruction, which will result in despair. More grandiose language. Right, so let's talk about different cases I have tried. First up is this rather generic TPU gel case, which I bought for about £6 off eBay. It's perfectly functional and it has cutouts for the camera, for the power button, stroke, fingerprint sensor, and you've also got access to the volume button up and down, as well as the smart button. So it's perfectly functional. Also got access to the USB-C cable, as well as grills for the speakers. Don't use the camera. The reason I do not keep it as my daily driver is because it feels rather nasty in my hand, and it is also let's say a fingerprint magnet. I think if you see it closely you can see I did try using it with a pop socket, so it can be used in that way, and maybe it's a sort of device that people like to decorate, but I don't like that plasticky feeling, and it's also quite sort of cuts in the hand because it's rather rectangular in shape. There is some ergonomic tricks which I will explore with the actual case which I finally chose. Next up we have the official Onyx Boox Palma 2 case. Good thing about this is it feels a bit nicer, a bit more premium in the hand. It has this almost faux leather feel, and it has protection for the front screen and not just for the shell of the device. If I open it up, we have the flap cover, and inside you have slightly rubberized, I don't know if it's polycarbonate, but it's a like a hard plastic inside. There's a little bit of give in it, and you've got all your cutouts for your volume button, and you've got access to your sensor as well as cutout for the camera. Perfectly functional apart from one major flaw, which I will talk about now, which is, if you see here, there is this flap here which is magnetic. When you open it up, if you're reading it in your hand, let's just stand up here and just go in a little bit closer. You can see here, where does the flap go? And it feels a bit horrible in the hand at this stage. So I'm holding it here in my hand. I'm holding it and it doesn't feel good in the hand at this stage because it's flapping around. Good for travelling though. Nice and light, not too bulky. And not, but I don't like that feel. The one I chose in the end was this one here. Ta-da! Right, this is the case that I settled on by a company called Vakarey, spelt V-A-K-E-R-Y. Not the most complimentary name, to be honest, but I really like it. And let's talk about its features first of all. It has cutouts that give you access to the volume button and the power button with the fingerprint sensor. You've got access to the speaker and the USB-C at the bottom, and at the top there's the microphone and the top side. Now originally the smart sensor was exposed. I'm going to talk about my adaptations because you can't see the smart sensor, but if you go close I can actually push that button, although I do use it sometimes, depends which hand I'm holding my device when I'm reading. Now originally the cover was attached to the rest of the case with a flap. Now what I noticed was when I started using it, I'd open it up and the flap would be at the back end, and it didn't feel good in the hand. So what I did was I cut off this cover, but I still use it. So I'm going to talk about the adaptations I've made. So when I cut it off, I noticed that where the cover was attached originally, it left a mark, which I didn't like. It was very unsightly. And I bought this easy grip tape, which is designed for video game controllers, for about £8 off Amazon. And I attached it on the right and left hand side to make it balanced and symmetrical. And what you can see there is it gives this spongy rubberized texture, and it also concealed the join where the flap used to be. Now when I hold it, it gives a lovely feel because there's this give there. And unlike the other devices, which are cases rather, which are a bit more rectangular, this has a curve, it curves in. So when you hold it with the grip tape, it feels really nice. The other change I made was I put this metallic ring, and that's designed to allow them to be used with MagSafe devices. I did try a pop socket, a MagSafe pop socket, but I did settle on this foam grip from a company called Lamicall. It's got a very strong magnet, and that goes right in the bottom. And what that means is that I can have one hand grip and I can read in bed. And I can use, I've programmed the volume rocker when I'm using my the Kindle app. It can go page up, page down, although it's rather buggy at the moment. Perhaps I'll make a video about that. And it also means that if I want to, I can take off the phone grip, just hold it in one hand, that feels fine too. I've got access to the smart button on the other side, so I can press it with that hand, or if I'm holding it with my left hand, I can press it with the thumb. If I'm travelling, I can put the cover back on, and there is a magnet. So originally it attaches, I always forget which side to add to it, which side it goes, but it holds on with the magnet. That's not very strong. So I've got this hairband that goes on top from travelling. If I'm being super careful, I've got this bag, which was originally part of a power bank, but it's the perfect size and it goes straight in here. So now I can put that in my rucksack, and it is as safe as it is ever going to be. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have, please comment, please like, please subscribe, and I will try and get a video out maybe once a week. But stay happy, safe and healthy wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.